Welcome back to the latest episode of Geek'd Up, presented to you by The Sports Geek. I'm Joe DeLeone here with my good friend Sean Anderson. Every single Thursday, we are live. We are sharing with you our favorite bets for the upcoming weekend in college football and the NFL. If you're just looking for somewhere to hang out before maybe you meet up with your buddies out at the bar to watch Thursday Night Football, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future shows. By the way, quick housekeeping, probably going to be live Thursday, time to be determined, with Thanksgiving happening this upcoming week. Sean, how are you doing today?
Thursday? We're going live on Thanksgiving?
Did I say Thursday? I meant to say Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Tuesday TBD.
Live, yeah.
Thursday. Well, I'm doing okay. Excited. I'm working out a bus. Actually, I don't think I'm working, or a train rather. Back home. It's all
good over there?
No, I'm not. No, I'm falling apart.
Man, bro, we're real worried about your mental state.
I need to hit a bet. This is my mental state. You
did great last week, shockingly.
I need to stay hot and pick it up.
Well, hopefully you do stay hot. We're gonna recount how we did on our bets last week, and we're going to dig into what we're going to be dishing out this week. Sean, starting off, we're gonna roll with college football the way that we do our college football picks. We alternate. We each get to take turns pitching which pick we like. We cannot have the same pick. I am now behind you after you went 3-0 last week. Somehow, shut up. I don't want to see you making that face. I guess
that Notre Dame pick wasn't too bad, huh? Will you acknowledge?
No, it had nothing.
Will you acknowledge that when I take Notre Dame and pick them on shows, they win handedly? Will you please acknowledge that?
What happened?
Ask me to bet on them this week.
What happened at the beginning? They're playing Syracuse. I don't need you to do that.
It was a big line. I thought about not including it, but I don't think I'm gonna.
It was the Miami game that you pitched as your can't miss. What did you frame it as? You had something ridiculous that you said.
Look, I might have called it a humdinger. Look. First of all, that Miami Notre Dame game, we have to agree, most chaotic outcome of the college football season for the discourse that we're seeing now. Right?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah. So, are we counting that? How much are we counting that if the committee doesn't want to count that game? So that should almost be expunged from my record.
But that could have very well kept Notre Dame out of the college football playoff if they dropped the game to USC.
Can we admit that that's just ridiculous? That loss to Miami, that fluky week 1 loss, that makes no sense.
No. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna. Okay, to get back on track here, I'm not gonna allow you to scot-free to stay out of my bag races with that game, because it still sits in my head. You got lucky with the Pitt game. You are 4-2, hitting 67% of your bets. I am 3-3 at 50%. I will go first. For my first pick.
Who's your first, please?
Shut up. My first pick this weekend. I am going to take Oklahoma -7.5 against Missouri. I knew that was going to be one that you wanted.
Of course. It's a fine selection.
We already saw this season when Missouri was squaring off with Texas A&M with freshman quarterback Matt Zollers stepping in. Zollers looked pretty good against Texas A&M. Some people maybe thought I was one of these people. Hey, maybe he could challenge Texas A&M a little bit. Maybe he could play pretty well. Lo and behold, true freshman, got smothered by a very talented pass rush, a very solid defense. And he could barely complete a pass. Could barely complete a pass. Just had an awful performance. He is going to be in hell against this Oklahoma defense that made Ty Simpson look pedestrian last week. So I'm going to take the Sooners -7.5.
You scare me. You got a weird thing with Oklahoma this year, man. When you're out on them,
bad juice. Yeah,
when you're out on them, they do well, and when you're high on them, they let you down. I liked this pick, and since I think I had a little bit of like for this pick, it'll cover. I think you'll be okay here. I'm just wary of you in Oklahoma because I've heard the propaganda spewed for the first 12 weeks of the year. Fine selection, though, Joe. Let's go with the no-brainer. We like to keep the spread sometimes small. Utah is given 17.5 to Kansas State. Utah rules. They're at home. Kansas State stinks. I'd say maybe the biggest disappointment in the Big 12 this year. For me personally, I had higher hopes for them. I thought the quarterback play was going to be better. I thought they were going to bounce back and be competitive. They're not. You know what else they don't do? They don't cover. You know what Utah does? They cover. Kansas State 4-6 all year against the spread. They're going to get smoked by Utah. We're about to hit Thanksgiving, right? We were both college football players on teams that didn't have anything to play for this late in the season.
Oh my God.
You think this Kansas State team isn't thinking about going home to mom and dad and having Thanksgiving meal instead of having to play their hearts out against Utah at Utah? No shot. They're DOA. They're planning their golf trip.
Do you think, well, what golf trip are they going on?
Well, I guess Kansas. You know what? College kids, I guess, don't do golf trips. What would college kids? They're planning they're boozing? What are they planning to do?
What's that one San Padre Island? Am I saying that wrong? What's that South Padre Island? What's that one island in like Texas that everybody goes to for spring break?
Yeah.
We're completely botching that there. That's obviously
I don't know what somebody in Kansas would do for spring break, honestly, or for winter break.
Go home and sit down and stay inside. I'm sure that it's frigid as shit in Kansas. I wouldn't want to step into that. I have no issues with it. 17.5 just seems like a little bit of a big line. I got to be completely honest with you. I'm a little bit wary that Kansas State's done this bit before where their offense suddenly ignites and they explode and they put up 1 million points and maybe they'd be able to hang with them for a little bit. 17.5 is just a large line for me to fully commit to.
I understand, but I don't think Kansas State scores I don't think they score a point in the first half. I think they're sleepwalking. They don't want to be there. Would you want to be there? Honestly, would you want to be there?
No. And
of course not. I wouldn't want to be there.
Punching everybody in the mouth right now, so I don't disagree with it. All right, my next pick. Iowa minus 16.5 against Michigan State. Speaking of teams that are checked out, this is one of the most my favorite things to do when I'm coming up with picks at the end of the season. A lot of the logic that you just had there. If you got a team that's not trying and they've got no juice, they've got nothing to provide, I am going to bet against that team to get dogged by a team that's been at the top of their conference. Iowa, I understand, is not exactly an offensive powerhouse that they can put up points in bunches and completely violate a team like Michigan State in this spot. But the one thing that Iowa has done consistently as they've laid 2 eggs against USC and Oregon, they have completely bodied, just put in a locker the middle to the back end of the Big Ten. Look at the Minnesota game. That is my in my head, Minnesota's a solid-ish middle of the back team in the Big Ten, and they got worked by Iowa. So I think the same thing is going to happen here against a dead Michigan State team.
I know Iowa pissed down their legs against USC, and they should have won that. They played well when they were playing well. I know that's a weird say-nothing statement, but when they were on, they were rolling, and they were really beating USC. So I'm not worried about them against Michigan State. I don't know. Why didn't I take that? Why did I give you that?
Was that one of the ones you had written down?
No, it was. I didn't even have it written down. It was just a no-brainer. I guess I glazed over it while you're over here glazing Iowa.
All right, what's your next one?
Glaze over here. My next one. Let's go with the team that's playing for something. Let's go with the team that's playing for pride. Trying to put the nation on notice. That's JMU, given 13.5 to Washington State.
This is interesting.
Give it to me. Washington State, 0-1 in the Pac-12 this year, Pac-2 this year. Not having a very good season.
What is your camera? Your camera, it went full punch.
Why are we punch out? Zoom out. This is no good. This is no good at all. Get off of me. Get out of my Zoom here.
So we bought new webcams, and how do we get it to zoom out?
This is no good, Joe. Joe, this can't happen. I can't do a show like that.
Yeah, no shit.
This is rough. Okay. Well, Washington State has had a rough season. They got blown out by North Texas. They lose to Oregon State in the snoozer. They haven't done anything very impressive. JMU, on the other hand, has been rolling. It is a team that I think, oh, here we go. Are we getting back to normal?
I unplugged you and I'm plugging you back in.
God.
I don't mean to.
No, it's fine.
Derail
Please.
you.
This is fine. Am I still being heard?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
now we're good.
Thank God. Okay.
Well, you got to figure out how to control that damn thing.
It is. I'm telling you. It was recommended to me. Get the AI 4K camera. It's thinking on its own.
That was a violation,
dude.
Holy shit!
It's got a mind of its own.
I just looked down. I'm like, what's going on? What a dumb piece of technology that it thinks like, hey, I gotta punch in as aggressively as possible on this a giant 04. He takes up most of the screen.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the CFE guys were having to use these cameras and deal with them?
God.
That's
Dan Wetzel, Pat
baseball,
40.
yeah.
No, it's not. We used to be the producers for that show, and that would have been absolute hell trying to get them to operate.
Is it supposed to be moving with me? Yo, that would be crazy.
All right, start over with JMU.
Yeah, JMU having a hell of a year. Very good. They're putting up a lot of points too. That's what I like. Washington State, if they have some good wins on the record, so be it. They're not rattling off the numbers that JMU's offense is. 58, 35, 52, 63. Like they have been on an absolute heater in October and in November so far. Like it is an offense that I will bet on against a bad to mediocre team. If they were winning, like I wouldn't even consider it if JMU was winning like 21-20 shootouts, or they were sleepily getting to 28 points and then punching out in the second half. They are full throttle, killing the Sun Belt, 7-0 in conference, 9-1 overall. They're playing for it all this year. They want the G5 spot. You beat Wazoo, you stay in the conversation. I'm not saying it's automatic if you beat Wazoo, but you at least don't shoot yourself in the foot. I like JMU in this one.
The one advantage that they definitely get that this is a 1:00 kick and Wazoo's traveling across the country to play James Madison. So I don't hate it. I don't know if I would take it because I just generally feel like I don't know enough about these G5 teams for the general most part. So I'll obviously let you have it.
7-3 against the spread. They cover.
We'll see. All right, last pick that I'm going to take here. I am going to go with Michigan minus 13.5 against Maryland.
Good pick.
This is kind of a reverse logic here. So whenever there's a coach firing, oftentimes the narrative and the betting analysis is take the team that just fired the coach, because there's always a sudden bump where the guys rally together in the locker room and they get super motivated and they just out of nowhere they play better. Michael Oxley was announced as coming back and this team is bad. So my reverse logic here is that I don't think the team's bought in, and I don't think the team very much cares because they haven't been playing like they do. And I think the news comes in and you find out, Coach Loxley's coming back.
This is the rare we're stuck with him.
Yeah. An anti-motivation where, oh man, I don't know.
That's a good pick, man.
Now Michigan's a little bit banged up, so I don't know if I know Justin Haynes, they haven't had him for some time and it's really sapped their offensive production. I just don't think Maryland's the team that's going to keep this thing close.
I don't think so either. This is a good pick. This is going to be my next pick. You snatched it from me.
Oh, did I? Look at me.
Snatched it from me.
Although that probably means I'm cooked because I'm over here stealing Sean Anderson picks.
Oh, 3-0 Sean Anderson picks?
Okay,
yeah.
You went 1 and 2 the first week, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on rolling around here. That's fine. Michigan's so much better than Maryland. Maryland is I mean, they're just embarrassing. Like it's a team that shouldn't be in the Big Ten. They're not a Big Ten team. They'd fare better in the ACC. They should go back, honestly. My final pick, I'm going to give you a dog is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give you a real deal underdog that's getting 8.5 points. That's Arkansas getting 8.5 versus Texas. Texas is gross this year against the spread. Texas is a team that lets you down when you have a little faith. Texas is a team that keeps it close. So is Arkansas, by the way. Lose by 1 point to LSU, 3 points to Mississippi State. They keep it to 9 points against Auburn. They lose by 3 to Texas A&M. All they do is cover against better teams and keep it tight. Texas, I'm not worried. This is actually one that I love. I like Arkansas staying in this one. They're not going to win, but they're going to keep it under losing by 9 points to Texas.
My only thing, though, Arkansas has covered in games against defenses that have had issues that they were able to capitalize on. So they did it against Texas A&M's really bad run defense.
Mm-hmm. What about Tennessee? They had a good defense, right? They lost to 3.
No, they've got a really bad defense. That was a close one.
Okay, Notre Dame is kind of helping your point. They got blown out by Notre Dame.
So what I'm getting at here is that you're facing off against the team that their identity and their success has been driven through their defensive performances. So now we're expecting them to be able to break through and Taylor. I don't think that they've got what it takes to threaten Texas's defense. It took Georgia to be the team that threatened them.
I gotcha. I saw the trend. I like the trend. I like the Arkansas pattern of lose a heartbreaker, but keep it tight and break your fans' spirit. Because that's all Arkansas fans have been through this year.
Yeah.
It's just heartbreaking loss after heartbreaking loss, toying with the possible gift of victory and then having that snatched away at the last moment. So I think that continues. You don't see teams just get right with that in the last 2 weeks. It just gets worse.
All right. Time for the parlay. For anyone who's new to the program, we try to concoct and put together a 6-leg parlay. It is our probably will miss 6-leg parlay.
That's right.
We are 0 for 2 over the first 2 weeks of us attempting to do this. I'm going to throw to you first as I am opening up my betting app to put in the parlay. What is the first leg that you would like to add?
First leg that I'm liking here, under 62.5 at -110, under 62.5 between Georgia Tech and Pitt. 62.5 is a huge, huge number. It's at Pittsburgh, so it's going to be cold. I think it's going to be running the rock. I don't like 60. I won't take an over 60, by the way. I just won't. For the spirit of the game, for how fast the game moves, yeah, I'm liking the under in this one.
I'm not sure if I love this. I'm not totally sure if I love this.
Okay.
Just knowing that both these teams have really butt cheeks defenses at the current moment, neither of their defenses have played all that well. It makes me a little bit nervous, but I am going to add it to the parlay.
Appreciate that.
And what are the odds on that, by the way?
-110.
Okay. My first leg that I'm going to throw on this bad boy, the Joe Fagnano special, UConn versus FAU, money line at -270. I just wanted to bet on UConn.
Okay. Look, I think UConn's hopping right now. I got a report that from somebody that went to the UConn basketball game on Wednesday night and said it was one of the loudest sports environments he's ever been in. The kids are getting rowdy in Stores, Connecticut. You get right with them. That's a good situation that they have going. All right, Joe.
All right.
Let's get real here. I'm going to give you a no-nonsense money line play that just gets us through. Give me a nice tight game, keeping the value all right. That's TCU +100 money line versus Houston. I hate Houston. I hate the University of Houston. I hate the basketball team. I hate the football team.
What do they do?
Because they let you down. They are the absolute letdown school. And if you've been with me in college basketball season over the past years, you want Houston. Oh, we play such hard defense with Kelvin Sampson. I know we're talking football, but it happens in football too. This is a disappointment-laden team. So Houston is going to lose to TCU in this one. TCU, for some reason, the underdogs. It's a 1.5-point spread. It's basically a pick 'em. I want TCU beating Houston.
My next leg that I'm going to throw on here, let's get a little chaotic.
Okay.
USC +310 against Oregon. Let's add the chaos pick, the upset of the weekend that would cause utter pandemonium for the college football playoff. We're going to go USC +310 on the road.
Okay. Okay. So we're just throwing +300 legs in here.
Yeah. Deal with it. We got to get a little spicy.
I have to keep the pH balance of this parlay right, and I'm going to do it. We're going to go with a favorite versus a team that kind of stinks, and that's Tennessee giving 3.5 to Florida at -120. I know it's at Florida. I don't care that it's at Florida. Tennessee doesn't have much to play for right now, but it doesn't matter. You don't lose to Florida. You don't do it. You don't give the Tennessee fans any more fuel to talk about Heupel or to talk about any.
Wait, what did you have for this? Wait, say it again.
Tennessee 3.5 versus Florida.
Okay, I had Tennessee money line as my last one.
What do you mean? I have to simmer us down here. You just threw in a +300, Big Daddy.
I gotta figure out what direction I'm going in here now. Did you have an extra leg? Because you just stole mine. I didn't have a fourth.
What do
one
you
around.
mean?
You only had 3.
Oh, you want my extra leg? Fine.
Yeah,
You
what's
take
it?
Tennessee money line. I'll give you my emergency backup extra leg that was needed.
Fourth one.
Okay. You know what that is? Ohio State giving 31.5 to Rutgers. That's in here. Big line.
What?
Don't worry about it. Minus 110. That's the base spread. Ohio State is actually the best team in the country against the spread. They're 8-1. Or actually, they're second best. Texas Tech is first. Ohio State has been a machine. 31.5 should scare you. It should have you shaking your Reeboks a little bit. Doesn't have it for me because Ohio State does this. They're going to blow out Rutgers.
Oh God, this stupid app is impossible to you can't just type in and if I type in a team that's going to be playing, it'll just quickly find it. Like, oh, cool, yeah, they're this is definitely the game that you're looking for. No, it's going to show me 5 games that aren't happening this weekend.
Are you scrolling too down there?
Yeah.
Fat thumbs.
Give me 2 seconds. This is pissing me off. Where the hell is the Ohio State game?
It should be near the top.
I don't see it near the top.
What do you mean?
Where is it?
It's a noon game.
Did you make this game?
No.
Up? I know this game's obviously happening this
Rutgers
weekend.
at Ohio State, 12 o'clock. Oh, is it because we're in Jersey?
Oh my God,
It's
that's
'cause
why
we're in
we can't
Jersey.
bet. I can't add it to the parlay.
Oh my goodness.
We're getting cooked right now here.
We
putting
are
in this
getting
awful parlay.
You want me to sub it out for one?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We can't put it on we can't place the bet.
Okay, cool. Notre Dame minus 35.5 versus Syracuse.
I'm gonna regret that. I hate you. By the way, why is it the case in the state of New Jersey that you can't?
In Virginia, you can't bet on Virginia colleges either. I could never get a Virginia Tech game, UVA, ODU, JMU. Could never get a line there.
All right.
I think you have to. I think they're protecting against the insider scoop. I think that's what it has to be.
Plus 5,962 odds, $1 to win $59.62.
Which leg do you think sells us if there is a leg?
It's probably going to be the USC one, if we're being completely honest.
Or
it'll be that Notre Dame one. Only Notre Dame.
You know what?
Notre Dame will let Syracuse hang around with them.
I'm worried about turning on the TV and seeing Pitt and Georgia Tech both having 28 points going into half. That's what I'm
telling you, dude. Their defenses are both ass. Reminder, everybody, if you're tuning in, to please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Drop a comment on some of your favorite picks for the weekend. Let's move on over to the NFL. Sean, last weekend you had a stellar week.
Mm-hmm.
You rebounded. You are now 3-3 at 50%. I, however, also had a stellar weekend going 2-1, 42%. 66.7% is my accuracy. To you first, buffoon.
Oh, you know what? That's foul. All right, let's go first. Let's actually rip it. Team that I hate that is actually somewhat decent versus team that is just really bad still with no running backs and no quarterback, and all they have is a tight end and a couple rookie defenders. And that's the Jaguars giving 3 versus the Arizona Cardinals. Look, I hate the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they have a dork head coach. I think their quarterback is bad, and I don't
vendetta that you have against them.
And I don't think that their skill position players are that good. But unfortunately, to my chagrin, the rest of the team ain't bad. The defense is good. Devin Lloyd's a great linebacker. The D-line is solid. Josh Hines-Allen is having a great season. They're better than the Cardinals. They're going to beat the Cardinals. They're going to whoop the Cardinals because they just dropped it on the Chargers last week. Chargers, only problem with them is they don't have any tackles, and that just completely torches their whole game plan. Cardinals don't have much of anything. So the Jags, they could take advantage. They're just good enough to take advantage of a bottom 12 team in the NFL. I'm going to have to roll with them in this one.
I actually was considering going the opposite direction because I don't think this Cardinals team is very good. So I admittedly absolutely hate that pick. I don't think that the Cardinals have, outside of the game that they played against the Cowboys, I think they've generally shown a lack of fight.
Yeah.
You have a Jaguars team that is on the cusp of getting into the playoffs. I think that this line is oddly close.
Shouldn't be this close. It really shouldn't be.
All right. My first pick, I can't believe you let me have this one. Patriots minus 6.5 against the Bengals. They spelled Bagels. Against the Bengals. You've got no Jamar Chase for the spit The spit
suspension.
No. Wait,
Suspension.
No. I was trying to say the spitting incident. Spit. Wait. Can you get it? Can you help me here?
Go ahead. No, I gave you suspension.
Why is spitting incident combining it so hard for me? Spit incident. Spit.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to see if I can get this. It's a hard word. It's a tough one. Spit it. No, we're not going to try it. Jamar Chase is out. Your best player unavailable. Burrow's still not back. Your defense is awful. It's not been good.
It's terrible.
You're going up against the MVP, Drake May, one of the. I don't actually think it's gonna be Stafford. I don't know why I said that. He might win MVP. Drake May.
He don't know who's on first take, and he don't care.
Trevion Henderson rolling, dude. I think that this is gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be an embarrassment. You're gonna look at the score and go, "Oh Jesus!" I mean, one of those ones where you're gonna be saying to yourself, "Why didn't I bet on this?" Well, congrats. I told you why to bet.
It's right there, right in front of you. It's a good pick. I had it written down. Hey, written down. It's a good one, Joe. It's just fine. My next pick is exactly the premise that you closed with just now.
Can you stop making gestures? You're going to freak out the camera.
Dude, great point. That's a great point. Let me keep my hands in my pockets.
All right, go ahead.
My last leg here is this. Please don't betray me, Mr. Camera. Eagles given 3.5 to Dallas just because don't let Dallas dupe you because they spanked up on the Raiders. Don't let that happen. All right. That's not the real team. The real team is the one that's going to go up against Philly and get bullied and bodied. Quinnen Williams joins Dallas. Good. That's great. You beat up on a bunch of skells in Las Vegas. It's not going to be the same when you play Philly. Philly is going to turn it up because they do this every year, don't they? They start good. Man, Philly's a really, really good team. They're deep and they're still making moves in season. Then they have a bunch of BS for about 5 to 7 weeks. And then they just get right when they want to get right. And they'll do it against an NFC East rival, and they will embarrass the Cowboys. They win by 7, at least in this one. Line's only 3.5, so that's favorable. In case an idiot kicker misses an extra point. Seen plenty of that this year. So you have some buffer in this one.
Another pick that I'm shocked you let me have. Give me Packers to cover -6.5 against the Vikings. It's so easy to clown on our boy JJ McCarthy. Who? 9?
Oh, 9. 9. That's right.
Dude, after that whole embarrassing the clip of him saying and calling himself 9, the way that he played the previous week, to come out and look worse was a joke. The dude can't complete a pass. He was on the field for this game, and that was about it against the Bears. It was close.
That's the Bears.
You almost had a situation where the Bears almost dropped that thing, and it had nothing to do with JJ. It had everything to do with the rest of the Vikings team. Packers are a much more competent franchise than the Bears are. I think they're a more well-rounded team. This is a perfect bit of a get-right spot as they played around with the Giants last week and look flawed. I think that they get their feet back underneath them, put up some fireworks, and they completely smoke J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings.
I love the pick. This is one of the questions I'm putting together in the things you should say to your idiot friends over Thanksgiving article that I'm doing is if you need a 15-minute break and you just have a question to throw out there. One of them is, do the Vikings need to draft another quarterback? That's a question that could fill up 15 minutes at a bar. They might. They really might. Because this guy, JJ, is not the truth. And I know it's so early into his career. I don't care. The bill of goods has not matched the promises sold with him. It's a fine pick, Joe. I'm just, you know what? And I'll usher that. I'll actually parlay it into my next point.
I'm not going to respond to that.
You shouldn't. That's terrible.
You should hate yourself.
I do. Dude, that's really, really bad stuff.
I don't care. This is a sports betting show. We don't do puns.
I know.
Actually, we do a lot of puns. But
I have been on a big tear lately about hating the favorites because the favorites let you down in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm going with a dog for my last pick. I know it's tough for me, who prides himself on knowing which team is good, which team is bad. The NFL doesn't care about that, honestly. They just go out there and play, and whatever happens, happens. So that's why I'm taking the Buccaneers getting 7 versus the Rams. I think the Buccaneers have been on the cusp of a really good victory against great teams all season. They just haven't got it done. And if that continues, I still like the +7. It's a big enough number. And if it doesn't continue, then they get the win against the Rams, who could afford to drop one to a great team. They're not dropping one to a rough, bad team here. It's the Bucs. It's a good, solid team. They're just really, really, I just like 7. I don't like this being a big blowout for the Rams. I think the Rams have kept it tight. They kept it tight against Seattle, tighter than I expected it to be, even with all the mess from Seattle. Bucs get this thing done and keep it close.
I hate that pick. I hate you, and I hope you're wrong.
Okay, gotcha. What, did you have it? Or
no, I just wanted to say that.
Okay,
I just wanted to say
that's
that.
nice. Thanks, man.
Last one, Lions -10.5 against the Giants. I mean, are we serious right now?
Why is this not 17.5?
It should be 100. The Giants, in all seriousness, as a tortured Giants fan, watching this awful, awful team this year with no life, no defense, the worst defensive coordinator in the NFL who still has a job in Shane Bowen. Giants have the most pitiful run defense in the NFL. They cannot stop anything. You want your team to have a historic day on the ground? Oh, just schedule the Giants. Obviously, you can't do that. But Jahmyr Gibbs, one of my favorite running backs in the NFL, is going to go off. Their identity is through running the football. They're going to build a cushion. The cushion will be there for the entire game after the first quarter, and it's not even going to be worth watching. This is going to be a complete neck punch in right in the throat. And then you kind of just have to stay down. That's what the Giants are going to be doing.
No mercy in this one. Brian Burns has like a 12-sack year. He can't do it all by himself against this Lions offensive line. Him and Penei Sewell are going to be going at it. He actually might not get one in this game. So yeah, I like that pick, Joe. That's just fine. The spread should be higher. The Giants are terrible.
Yes. Oh,
Parlay.
I don't know why you're going to add something. I thought you were going to add something else in there. All right, the 6-leg probably will miss parlay. We're going to each throw in our legs here. I'm going to start us off this time. Let's go Chiefs money line at -186. You're putting your hand up like that was something that you wanted to do.
It was going to be my first addition here in this game, in this parlay. It's a good pick.
It's a must-win situation. We're able to get it against the Colts. We're able to get it at better than -200 odds. So it feels like a really easy one to grab, toss in there. I think this Colts team has looked good. I have been claiming that they're going to show that they're fraudulent at some point. More specifically, Daniel Jones will at some point. This is a game where Spags completely flusters good old Danny Dimes.
Yeah, he's not worried about it.
And he's Danny Dummy, and he throws a couple of picks, and the Chiefs win.
It's going to be are the Chiefs right again? No, it's going to be Steve Spagnuolo can take advantage of a quarterback with the level of play of Daniel Jones. It's good. My first addition here at -110, under 39.5 in the slop, gross, terrible, awful, just wretched, two awful NFC South teams bowl between Atlanta and the Saints. You got Kirk Cousins versus Tyler Shuck. Oh, well, can Kirk throw it across the yard a little bit? Drake London's out. He's not, and he hates Kyle Pitts. He's not going to throw it to him. You better get ready for a big Darnell Mooney day, prop bettors. But for the real principle of this, Atlanta's defense is going to keep Tyler Shuck in check. And then Kirk Cousins is so GD awful that he's not going to go down and score a bunch of points. You're telling me I need two of these teams to score 20 points each? Not happening. Under 39.5.
Well, we've got a same game pick here because I wanted to toss in Falcons.
Oh, you're the worst person on the planet.
+116 money line against the Saints. I mean, we're doing a parlay here. This doesn't need to have any logic. I just think good old Kirk O'Chains is going to show up and show out. Kirk O'Chains. Isn't that his nickname?
Kirk O'Shit. All right, that's his nickname. Kirk O'Liar.
This just feels like a spot where he wants to prove everybody wrong, that he's still got some juice. No? I know that you're a Falcons fan.
This is a grocery store at COVID. No juice. There's nothing on the shelves, man. We got nothing. Yeah. There's no juice, pal. Kirk Cousins is
no. He's going to connect with Kyle Pitts. Bijan's going to go off.
He hates Kyle. He hates Kyle Pitts. He will not look his direction unless it's 3rd and 16 and he can complete a pass for 3 yards.
Give me Kirk popping off.
That's actually crazy.
Right, Falcons money line. What's your next one?
You know what? I'll double dip here. Jags money line minus 158.
Oh.
How about that? Why are they minus 158 against the Cardinals? Stupid.
Didn't you just put the Cardinals out?
No, the Jags I picked.
Oh,
I picked Jacksonville. I'm all in on Jacksonville.
I misunderstood you. The way you spent the whole time. I did. You went on a diatribe, completely bashing the Cardinals or bashing the Jaguars.
I hate them.
That my counter. Why didn't you call out my counter analysis to your point?
I don't know. I was sitting here listening. Like, what's he? I guess.
You shit on the Jaguars so long and so much that I didn't register that you picked them.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals.
Why are you like this?
You know what? I don't know. I just know that the Jags are better than the Cardinals, and I hate the Jags and I hate what they're about. But they are better than the Cardinals. They're going to win this game. Minus 158. That's a nice line.
All right, we need a nice little cushion pick in there. Patriots money line at minus 275. We already talked about it earlier. This Bengals team's got no life. This, at the very least, this is one of those ones in your parlay that we're just kind of, sprinkle in something that's going to keep it alive as we're sweating out the remaining legs.
All right, I'm going to close this thing down with a nice common sense pick. Minus 115, under 49.5 between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. Monday nights have kind of turned into stinkers, everybody. You're not getting a bunch of scoring. You're getting a lot of weird play. This is the Carolina Panthers who are going to get exposed by Robert Saleh. I know they're a great story. I love Bryce Young. I love the trajectory of this team. I like a lot of things about it, but they're not good enough to go into San Francisco and boss up on them or to even put up 20 points against the Niners. Niners still kind of shit. I don't really believe in Purdy. It's kind of been the Kittle show. So I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair one bit.
$3 bet, because $1 bet wouldn't make us very much money, plus 2,200 odds. $3 makes us $66.85. So we're going to place that bad boy.
That's pretty reasonable.
What'd you say?
Is it reasonable?
All right, cursed prop bets. Every single week, we each pitch to one another a prop bet that doesn't exist, based on a storyline, something that's happening in the NFL, whatever sports world. We try to pitch each other on something that should be real. Mm-hmm. What is your cursed prop bet for today?
My cursed prop bet, over 1.5 times Jalen Ramsey spat at in this upcoming game after coming off of a very intense battle with Jamar Chase. I could also convert that to over 1.5 unsportsmanlike conducts on Jalen Ramsey in case he is feeling himself after being in the cycle. I think he likes a little bit of the attention. I think he's a guy that doesn't mind being the bad guy either. So, walking into this game, Bears versus the Steelers, I think that he could get real chippy. He could get loud. It wouldn't surprise me if he was getting in the face of Caleb Williams a bit. Could see a couple flags and could see a couple loogies getting spat on him. Over, under 1.5.
I'm going to take the under on that. I think that Ramsey's going to be on good behavior. I think that he understands that he can't be out there goofing around after he antagonized last week. Who's going to spit on him this game, though? Like, if that were to happen.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore got that in him?
DJ Moore wants to get out of Chicago, and he still should. Caleb hates that guy.
I just don't know if there's anyone chaotic. I wish they were playing the Cowboys this weekend.
What about Colston Loveland?
The Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Cowboys. Dude,
Cowboys would be funny.
Cowboys
George Pickens
is must
oh, my
see.
God.
How the Cowboys-Lions would be great this year, wouldn't it? Pickens and then J-Mo and then Amon-Ra. Yeah, what a squad.
No,
there.
I need Jalen Ramsey guarding George Pickens like I need a hole in the head. That was just, I need to see that battle happen. And speaking of which, that is in line with my curse prop bet. So I don't know if you saw this today, Sean. CeeDee Lamb told the Dallas Morning News, Calvin Watkins reported this. He and Pickens, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, missed curfew prior to the game against the Raiders because they were having dinner and this is the word, handful of drinks. They sat out the first series, and apparently Lamb went out of his way to point out that he did not throw up at the casino, adding it is disrespectful to suggest that something like that would happen. Pickens then went on to have 9 catches for 144 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches for 66 yards and a score. I kind of wonder if this now ignites a night before the game tradition, or maybe was this a Friday? I don't know what day, but I think that this might ignite some sort of a tradition. So this upcoming game, when they go out again, over under on total amount of drinks consumed, I'm setting the line at 15.
I would say 15 is about 2 handfuls. So I would go 2 handfuls. Yeah, a handful of drinks is such a funny way.
I need to double check that that's what the wording of it was.
Many handfuls. By the way, CD, no shame in throwing up at a casino. You've been there. I've seen it. I've seen people throw up right off the side of the smoking deck of the MGM. There, you know what? They had a couple chips in their hand. I bet they weren't that upset. I think that these boys were in Vegas. They had some people they wanted to meet up with, and they had a couple. I don't think it makes you a bad person. Makes it tough for your job playing the NFL the next day. But I guess that's why they're in the NFL, because they can do stuff like that. They probably keep it in check this week, under 15 drinks.
The word handful was a creative liberty by Bleacher Report. I pulled up Calvin Watkins' article. This is the exact quote, though. He said, "I was out a little late after curfew." And then the other quote that he had, "That's a disrespect to even suggest that. I know how to hold my liquor." He denied.
That sounds like a guy that was defending throwing up in a trash can.
So this is the article. Lamb said the pair had dinner and a few drinks at the Red Rock Casino Resort and Spa in Las Vegas before heading back to the team hotel. It doesn't say what day, though. Lamb denied he was throwing up at 7:30 a.m. in the morning of the game, so it would have been Sunday night, a rumor which caused a social media stir. I did see some of the pictures. We never know these days if they're AI generated or not. Somebody posted a picture of them at a table playing. Again, it could be fake. It could be a fake image. I'm going to take the over. I think that these are two individuals that are smart enough to realize, hey, man, it worked. Hey, man. You hear all these stories of these guys that go out the night before games and they go on to have the greatest games of their careers. Yeah. I think that you're playing Philly this week. You need to bring the chaotic energy. You need to bring it's bad energy, but good bad energy.
You show up drunk, start fighting in the stands. Talking about matching a Philly energy. Yeah, I'm pounding grain alcohol in the locker room before I go out there. Cold Philly night, mean fans. Yeah, how else are you going to get into the spirit of the game?
Did you ever, I know this is going to come off as disrespectful. I know you didn't really play as much in college.
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever, I don't know how to ask this because you obviously didn't play hungover in high school.
No, I've never.
Did you ever do an athletic feat while hungover?
I was never a hungover athlete.
Okay.
No, like in college, it was always easy. No, I don't think I ever.
If you practiced hungover.
I didn't even practice hungover in college. I couldn't believe it. Sometimes we'd go to the morning lift before practice, and there'd be some guys that literally were drunk still at their.
Those were the best.
I'm talking. Like drunk, and you could smell it. I'm like, how is that even possible?
How did somebody let you in here? How did a coach not stop you?
Yeah. So no, that I kind of got scared straight seeing a couple of the crash outs show up drunk, and I actually didn't really even partake like that. No, I was an off-season drinker.
Okay, I guess that's fair. No, I don't know.
You were too tightly wound, I think, to even consider that, right?
There was one time that the worst behavior that I was on was going out on a Thursday before a Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
There was that one time you and
Thursday concert. I definitely
was
punished on that one for the Friday walkthrough and such, but that was like one time. I couldn't even hear in the meeting room.
We went out to the only time I did it in college because you're right. I was wound tight. I would deliberately stay in on Thursdays and I would not go do anything. But you and I went to Bonneview, the bar that everyone goes out to on Thursdays at Rhodey. We went out and that was before the last game or JMU, the game against. Yeah, last game was JMU, right?
Was it senior year?
Yeah, last game senior year was JMU, and Davey had our punter had one of the worst punts where he hung it on the wrong side and they returned a kick. I remember it was one of the worst memories of our last game. But regardless, I felt like I was misbehaving so much by going out on going out on a Thursday. I kind of wonder what energy is there to be had with being drunk. Like, what energy is there to be had, or maybe not being drunk, but being hungover?
Well, here's the thing: like when you bowl, you drink, and you kind of work in between pockets, right? Like if you have 2 beers, you kind of get in the zone. Then when you get to 3, you get out of the zone. Get to 4 beers, you're back in the zone. So I think as long as you're monitoring your zone, like I hate when I'm actually playing like cornhole and stuff, and I want to win. I don't have a beer in my hand. I don't want to be drinking. I'm like, let me just lock in and get the natural sober flow state. But you're kind of just dicking around, throwing it around, having a couple beers. You have to find your balance because it's going to start messing with your head and your equilibrium. So like, I don't think you can't be drinking in game, obviously, and you can't be drinking like an hour before the game.
Yeah.
But if you got 2 hours to get one in, you warm yourself up and then get your footing. I think most grown men in the league could handle that.
It's a great question. It will be one that needs to be answered. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button at Joe DeLeone at Sanderson Radio. We will be back next week, likely on Tuesday. Time to be determined. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully your bets cash. See you guys later.